Nauta AI Builder Brief. The test is not whether an AI factory can make one good episode. The test is whether it can wake up tomorrow, find the sources, build the packet, catch the mistake, and hand one human an upload folder that is actually ready. That is what changed this week. The story was not one new model launch. It was not one dramatic benchmark. It was not one perfect demo. The story was that the factory got real. And when a factory gets real, the glamorous parts start mattering less than the repeatable parts. Where does the source intake land? Who ranks the stories? What creates the script? Where does the voice file go? Which image becomes the thumbnail? Who checks captions? Who catches a visual loop before it turns into a public video? And when everything is done, can the operator open one folder and know exactly what to upload? That sounds boring. It is not. That is the difference between a demo and a system. The first shift was daily publishing. A weekly video gives you room to hide manual work. A daily news show does not. Once AI news moved into a daily rhythm, the fragile parts became obvious. A 5-minute AI news episode is not just a render. It is sources, story ranking, script, voice, scenes, captions, thumbnail, upload title, description, social copy, compression, and a website update. If one of those steps only lives in chat or only lives in my head, it is not a factory yet. It is a lucky run. The builder lesson is simple. Daily cadence is a stress test. It exposes every place where the workflow depends on memory instead of machinery. The second shift was the foreman. Aliza is now the factory foreman, but that does not mean she writes the show. That distinction matters. The foreman should not be a magic creative agent that invents everything from scratch. That is how systems get blurry. The foreman should route work. It should call the source refresh worker. It should call the story ranker. It should call the script worker. It should call the caption worker. It should call the render worker. And after each step, it should leave a receipt. Did the source refresh run? What file did it produce? Did the script exist? Did the QA pass? Did the render contain audio? Did the upload kit include one video, one thumbnail, one title, and one description? That is not bureaucracy. That is how you make an AI workflow restartable. If the process fails at step 12, I do not want to ask the operator what happened. I want the state machine to know. But the foreman should also know what not to do. That is easy to miss. The goal is not full autonomy for the sake of saying full autonomy. The goal is dependable delegation. If a step is mechanical, the foreman should run it. If a step is editorial, the foreman should prepare the evidence and stop. That means the story slate can be assembled automatically, but the final call still belongs to a human. It means a thumbnail can be generated and checked for text bleed, but the click promise still needs approval. It means the factory can prepare the website bundle, but publishing should stay gated until we deliberately authorize that level of control. That line is important. Automation is strongest when it removes repeatable friction without hiding judgment. The foreman is not there to replace the operator. It is there to make sure the operator is only doing operator work. The third shift was storage. The NAS became the canonical video store. Desktop is now a drop zone and working area, not the source of truth. That one change makes the whole factory calmer. Raw assets have a home, finals have a home, scratchwork has a home, upload kits have a home, and the vault still protects the canonical documents and compressed published targets. This is not exciting in a thumbnail, but it is exactly the kind of decision that keeps a production system from turning into a pile of almost final files. The fourth shift was format. We had to admit something obvious. The channels I actually watch on YouTube are full screen. They are not little phone-shaped videos floating in a desktop frame. So Builder Brief is moving to 16:9 as the main format. That changes the visual language. It means wider rooms, cleaner scene composition, fewer cramped text boxes, less vertical thinking. Shorts and reels can still exist later, but the canonical Builder Brief should feel like a real YouTube show. The fifth shift was visual QA. Episode 005 of AI News gave us the kind of receipt that matters. The package got built, the voice worked, the upload kit existed, the episode was publishable, but the scene change looked like a skip because the same image repeated too many times in a row. That is exactly the kind of problem a factory should catch, not because it is catastrophic, because it is the difference between generated video and professional enough to keep watching. The fix was practical. Cycle the available scenes, avoid the jerky vertical motion, prefer smooth left-to-right movement, keep story titles up while the narration is still on that story, and add caption text as a quality signal. That is the pattern I want, not just make it better, find the failure mode, patch the assembler, prove the timeline changed. The sixth shift was the trust boundary. Holster matters because AI factories do not just generate media, they also inherit credentials. The danger is not only that a key gets printed, the danger is that a key leaks into shell history, logs, screenshots, scripts, crash output, or a video capture. Once agents start running production workflows, secrets become infrastructure. That means keys need a controlled path. For us, that means holster and keychain-backed execution wrappers. The agent gets the value only at process launch. The child process gets the environment variable it needs. The value is not written into a script. The operator does not paste it into chat. That is not just security hygiene. That is what lets the factory run without turning every automation into a credential risk. So here's the builder readout. Automate the deterministic parts: source intake, asset copying, caption generation, compression, upload kit assembly, website bundle preparation. Those should not depend on me remembering the exact command. Gate the judgment parts: story slate, final approval, publish approval. Those still need a human because the risk is not mechanical. The risk is editorial. And keep the operator surface brutally simple. One folder, one video, one thumbnail, one title, one description, one caption file. That is the promise. The next upgrade is not more spectacle. The next upgrade is fewer hidden steps, fewer places where production knowledge lives only in chat, fewer files named almost final, fewer moments where the operator has to ask, which one do I upload? That is what it means for the factory to get real, not that it is finished, not that it is fully autonomous, but that the shape is becoming visible. Workers do the repeatable work, receipts prove what happened, gates hold the judgment points, and the human gets a clean package instead of a treasure hunt. This is Nauta AI Builder Brief. We are building the factory in public, and this week the factory started teaching us what production actually requires: build calmer systems.